YFM, and we're about to delve into a very fruitful conversation. Stay with me.
YFM 102.5.
Please get on our Facebook page now, like I said, so that you can watch all that is happening now. Let me say a big thank you to my proud sponsors. I'm wearing a very cool, very simple and easy to wear two-piece, and I would like to say shout out to a gentleman like Kakra Classic. Kakra Classic is a fine gentleman making waves in the fashion industry. He makes everything for men, for women, for children. Please patronize him. He's on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook as Kakra Classic. All right, Kakra is a penny in Kakra, and the classic is actually KLASSIC. KLASSIC. Kakra Classic. Today, my people at NK Splendor Salon didn't see me. I was supposed to go and do my makeup here and there, but I told them, natural face, but still big shouts to everybody inside NK Splendor Beauty Salon. Of course, every day making me up, styling my hair, making sure I go out there looking gorgeous, and I am thankful to them. Now, Ambi Executive Restaurant is situated at Adiemra, 500 meters away from the Gracefield Chapel Havila Temple. Listen, open breakfast, open lunch, open dinner. Ambi na kochele wo homami. So call them on 0597 839363. Wherever you are, they deliver to you in Kumasi for just 5 Ghana cedis, and you love the menu. You can check them out on Instagram at ambi_gh, and then go through the menu, see what you like. You can also go there, sit down, eat, and have a good time. My guest tonight, like I said, is the brain behind lots of businesses across. Let me make it easier for you. I'm sure that you've heard even YFM speak times uncountable about super Lovek phones. I talk about them. Everyone literally talks about them here. And you see them around at Sofa Line, at KNUST Tech Junction. Then recently, we heard about the opening of Lovek condos at Adumenu. I passed by to check the building, and I was highly impressed. In my head, I was wondering who had this thoughtful idea, because I remember in 2020 I was looking for a cool place to cool off, and I had to travel all the way to Accra. I'm sure that if by then there was Lovek condos, it would have been on my list. Now, we are always looking for plush places to eat, all right? Some of us don't just go for the food. We look at all the aesthetics that comes with where we are dining. And then came Supermarket Restaurant. I drove through the Bomso area. I saw a huge building with beautiful artifacts on the wall. I entered and I realized that, oh, it's one place where you get to switch between different services, from a rooftop bar to a lounge to a restaurant. I love burgers. Actually, I should be made a burger ambassador by someone soon. I love burgers, and they serve the best. And I was still wondering who was behind it. And then there's Uptown, and these restaurant branches are all over us. Adiemra, around the Garden City University, and also now a new place shoved its head in the air, and that is Condos de la Chichi. So now I had to make my investigations and start looking for who is behind all these, and all the pointers linked to only one person. And ladies and gentlemen, by the grace of God and some special link, I've been able to drag the CEO himself here to come share his story with us. Please help me welcome Mr. Amponsah Karikari, aka Super. We'll delve more into why he's called Super, and I want to know if we can add duper to it. Super and duper rhyme, so we'll see about that. I'm here to talk about Super Group of Companies and how it's spreading so wide like wildfire. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
You're welcome. It took a lot to drag you here. But before we get into business talks, I was asking you why you chose Amachi Didi. Any peculiar reason why? Because a young blood like you should be listening to Kanye West, Sarkodie, Blacko, who's now the sensation, and your small boy Kweku Flake. But now you're listening to Amachi Didi. What drew you to Amachi Didi?
Well, not only Amachi Didi, I used to listen to Nana Tufo,
okay,
Ohineba Kisi, and the way I was brought up, that's the reason why. Because of the words, they take their time, and mostly I don't just listen to music because I just want to dance, or like I want to listen to the words, how it impacts me, and those things.
Okay.
And so those Amachi Didi, Ohineba Kisi, and Lumba, those things
they stood out for you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The words in it, so yeah, that's the reason why.
That's good to hear. Tell us, how did you grow up? When I say how did you grow up, how's your childhood like? Which neighborhood did you grow up in? And how come you're called Super? Was it your school father's name? Or, tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Okay, like you said, my name is Amponsah Karikari.
So you do not have any other name apart from the Amponsah Karikari?
Yeah, I don't have any English name.
So which one is your first name?
Amponsah. Because both of them is same.
They are surnames, that's what I'm asking. So. But is it Kofi, Kwejo?
No, it's Kwabna.
Oh.
Yeah, but I didn't add it. I think when I was very young, I used to write Kwabna Amponsah Karikari, but later I just took the Kwabna off. It's now Amponsah Karikari.
That's okay. And then the Super?
The Super, along the line, I will let you know. Because that one is when I'll let you know how this.
That's okay. Yeah. But let's delve a little bit into your childhood. Where did you grow up?
Okay, I was born
YFM.
Okay.
And obviously Lutheran school, so a lot of people know me from that place. I went to Lutheran school when I was young.
Holy Trinity Lutheran?
Yeah, Lutheran school. And so, because I was living just right opposite, and around class 3, for some reason, I think my mom always wanted me to go to Prempeh College. So we always have the idea that if you go to Prempeh Primary, then you'll be able to go to Prempeh College.
Into your mom for?
Yes.
And have a pass. Say, Mantia, come nini na call Prempeh College. Please don't come for me. I'm just joking. Prempeh is a very good school. Very, very good school. I wish you had been a Katechi, but today. No. All right.
So from class 4, that's I went to Prempeh Primary. From class 4, yeah. And then from class 4, when I was growing up, I wasn't. What word would I use? I wasn't good in class. I remember when I went to Prempeh one time, I decided to. My auntie gave me a notebook, and from there, my auntie became a teacher, and around that time, he gave me a notebook. And then I think from class 5, third term, one of my teacher was speaking to me, like advising me, and I decided to be very serious. I wasn't, maybe if there was like 50 people in class, I would be like maybe 45.
Why?
Or something like that. So, no, like I wasn't.
Where did I
But I wasn't clever when I was young. I'm trying to let you know. So I think around class 5, then I said I need to be serious. And so one of the teachers advised me. His name is Mr. Buffa. He still come to my office and he still remind me of how he spoke to me around that time. And so I started taking notes, and all of a sudden I decided to be very more serious. And I moved all the way from that 45 to like between first to 10th position.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so I still remember that time. That was like a very great.
This is primary 5.
Yeah, that was very like around 5. Yeah.
And that means you were about 10, 11 years old.
Yeah, around 10, 11 years. So with that, I became a bit serious around that time. Then I entered JSS. That's Prempeh JSS. Then from Prempeh JSS, I did my BEC there, and I wanted to go to Prempeh. I think I chose Prempeh cars was my second choice. I don't remember the third choice.
That's okay.
But something happened. I got a grade 8, and so I couldn't enter Prempeh. When the name came, I wasn't admitted there, and I went to check at cars, and it wasn't. I mean, I'm sharing this one with you for the first time.
But grade 8 was an impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Great. So what happened?
I don't know. My name was not there, and I went to cars, so I didn't have school now.
Oh.
And so this will happen. So
that must have been very depressing for you.
Yeah, it was. But that time, my mom wanted to. We went there while my name was not there and stuff like that. But that time, Prempeh was only taking a grade 6. I knew people who went there because of grade 7 or 8, but my name was not there. And so now at grade 8, I have to. Then we heard that they wanted to do afternoon school
at Prempeh College.
Yes, they've just introduced afternoon school, and wow. Then after school they don't wear green, they wear white. You know? And so you are not like a Prempeh person. I'm sharing my life experience so that people know how things are very. It's not easy. Yeah, it's not so simple. And so that was first term. So now
but you agreed to the afternoon school?
Yeah, I agreed to it.
Then you're really obsessed with Prempeh College?
Yeah, not necessarily, honestly.
But you just
not
wanted
necessarily,
to
but that was like I went to my second choice class, which was a very
there was
good
no
school,
option,
and it wasn't there. So time was running out. I chose that one.
Okay.
And then I start now. So I made my mind that I'm going to sit up and learn very well and make sure I enter university, because when that's the reason why I said I used to listen to this type of music, because I was a child, but I was always thinking my next move, I need to make it. Okay, so first time. So when my friends, not necessarily they got like a grade 6, but they were in Prempeh, you know.
Your people in a mainstream school.
Yeah, so I have friends who were there. So when they finish and they are coming, then I'll meet them. Now I'm going to school.
YFM.
For some reason, I didn't want to do science, but I got science at that class, and so I did it. And to be frank for you, when they go to school, I will just go and stay somewhere, and I will be learning the whole day. When it's time for me to go to school, then I'll go. And then, for some reason, not a lot of people came the way they wanted it. And so I think we were at about 12 or 13
for the afternoon school.
For the afternoon school. So after the first term, they decided that they're going to add us.
Merge you.
Merge us, which was miraculous. And so then, science class, which Prempeh that time, you have to get like a grade 6, not only 6, you probably have to get like 8 ones for you to be able to do science. And so I was able to be a science student. So from second term at Prempeh College, now I'm a day student. And so there were 50 people in class. And if you have done science, you've done elective maths and chemistry, and you know that you have to get a proper foundation. For example, if you have done elective maths, you know that some of the stuff they are going to do a second term, they always keep on referring back to what you've done already.
The previous year.
Because you need to get the basic principles, which I didn't get it. So I need to be extra. Need to learn extra.
Step up your game.
And so out of 50, you know, that time Prempeh, they will list from first to 50. Mostly there were like 50 people in the class. So when you go there, you see like you are last. If you are last, they will see you, and the grade that you get. And so some of the girls from Yas and all the people you know, they will come and look at it and
the notice board.
And they will know where you be.
Boy no,
and they know.
Boy no, yes,
As I remember, I was learning because I knew that I have to learn extra. And
was there pressure at home that you need to make it?
I don't know. I just wanted to make it personally. I was always thinking of somehow I need to make it. I need to make it. That was at a very young age, and so that means we are in the second term now. So the second term, then I'm doing science now. I have to do extra class, do whatever I need to do. I think I was 40 out of 49.
Utunipa 9 pe.
Utunipa 9. because I'm just I guess I withdrew on. And then now 13, and I'm Miss Abba and Mbako. So now I'm 39. I still remember this one. So then when we went in second time, I wanted to be a pharmacist. So I knew that if I want to be a pharmacist,
you need to stay in the science class.
No, like I want to be a pharmacist, so I need to be at least from 1st to 10. I know if you're in Prempe and you are like 1st to 10 or you're in a singing number, definitely you're going to
get medical school.
Medical school.
Oh,
I didn't want to be a doctor, but I wanted to be a pharmacist because I always want to open like maybe different, because the business side of pharmacy is what I was always thinking about.
Before we continue, did you grow up in a home full of business? Like maybe your mom?
Yeah, my mom was a businesswoman.
Okay. What
like everybody was a business.
Everybody was just selling something here and there. And you loved the hustle? Was it not a little bit too much for you?
I've always wanted to work for myself. I don't know the reason why, but
you
don't know, because I was even thinking, why did I choose to want
maybe
to work
you like
for myself?
money,
yeah,
maybe
like
money. Independence.
I don't know. I just always wanted to work for myself. Maybe I was thinking, maybe because my mom was selling building materials, and when I was young, I used to go there. Maybe I pick it from there, but I can't.
You just can't fathom. That's okay. Amongst the children, what number are you?
My first.
So don't you think that had a lot of influence on you because you're the first
and I was also
born?
taking care of my little.
So you have to be responsible, in a way for the rest to follow. Anyway, now back to pharmacology. Any reason why you wanted to be in the pharmacy industry?
I wanted to do pharmacy because I thought when you become a pharmacist, it means you can open different branches and get more money. I just didn't want to work for anyone.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I'm doing science now, and I don't want to be. For some reason, I didn't want to be a doctor.
But were your grades not discouraging you from what you wanted to do?
Who was discouraging me?
Your grade. From 38, is that 39?
Yeah, so I'm getting there.
38.
So now I know that I have to be first to 10. So I remember when I got to second year and I became a boarder now. So now it was good for me. Now I don't have to go home and come back because I was there.
YFM.
And I also realized something, that if I want to be, because I was always going to every evening around 12 a.m. I'll go and check the grades and I'll look at all those people at the top. So I know first, second, third. I know everybody, where everybody did. And so this is what I was doing. I decided to learn all night because it's quiet. Yeah, I decided to learn all night. There was a place called Slaughterhouse. Prempe,
I heard that. I heard about it.
What I decided to do is, okay, I'll go to Slaughterhouse, and after prep, I'll go there. I'll go and just do around 12 o'clock. When I go to Slaughterhouse, it was about, I don't know, I was at a 10 classroom there. And it was separated from where I was in Sewa House. So from Sewa House, anybody who knows Sewa House is at the last Ethiopia and Slaughterhouse. So I'll always go to where, even when I want to sleep.
And
I
get you.
And I also decided that from now, I'll write things down. I always jot things down. I'll write things down. I will always be the last person to leave Slaughterhouse. Okay. So if somebody is there and he decides to go and sleep at 3 a.m., I'll still be the last person. So I decided I knew that I have to learn hard, because I knew in a prep college, if you look at where the grades, somebody will be first and will have like 85.5. Another person will be 85.4. It was like that, like all the way to like 30. Everybody, sometimes maybe 29 position will be like 79.4.
And that's how we're born.
And that's how we're born. Just like sometimes you have 5 positions whereby 75.5, 75.5. So it's like 5 people there. So everybody was was there.
School,
so I knew I have to learn. I remember there was one guy called Peter Nano, and anytime they finish, I'll just go. I need to be close with these guys.
The sharp brains.
Yeah.
You top from them.
So the moment we finish class, and I'll just go close. In fact, I went to sit with one of them, so that we would just be.
You were not shy to let them know that you needed help?
I wasn't. I remember when I was learning so much, one guy, I don't want to mention him, came. My friend. So when I went to tell house, you were always learning. What's your position?
38.
39.
Oh,
So I remember that second. That's the second year. I learned so hard. I knew I put in so much effort. And guess what my position was? So I moved from 39 to 10th.
Impressive.
And that was, that time I remember there was a physics class. I didn't sleep the whole night.
Impressive.
I learned the whole night, and I went to bath and came back and stayed the same place, and I took my exams, and that was when it started. So then the second I was on 10th, then I decided, okay, then I need to have a single number. I have to enter 9th. It doesn't matter, it have to be 9th, 8th, 6th or whatever. I don't mind. The most important thing is I have to stay at between 1st and 9th or
How
10th.
old were you then with so much determination?
I finished JS. I think I was a year younger than my colleagues at that time. I remember I'm not very good with time, but I remember when I finished JS, I was around 14. I can't remember all the days, but
You
I
had
remember
all this fighting spirit in you, not to just...
Yeah, there's a part that probably I don't want to too much revisit. That is the reason why I knew that
You kept
I need
forging
to.
ahead.
Yeah, maybe I skipped that part because I didn't want to talk
That's
too much
okay.
about that part.
I respect
but that was more like I need to kind of make it for some reason,
You
no
don't
matter
have any
what.
other choice.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice, so I was learning. I think that's where I got my proper determination from, because from that time, that's when I learned, like, if you put that much effort, because it's not like when I was day student I didn't put much effort, but putting much effort also, you need to press the right keys. Because because I remember there was one guy, I don't want to mention him, both of us, we were learning, but I moved to 10th and he was still in 36. So it means I've moved. So I knew that I also have to be with the right people, not only just learn, because you can be learning and maybe you're not getting it.
Like that.
And so I needed to push myself with one guy, Peter Nano. There's one guy who was first, Daniel, and I have to force myself to be friend with them.
Where's Peter now?
Why? Some of these friends.
You don't even hear
I don't
from
even
them.
know. I don't even hear from them.
If Peter, if you are listening, if you know anybody from Prempe called Peter Nyano, please.
S2.
Our boss is looking for him. Anyway.
Yeah, so I knew some things. It's not about learning. It's not about working. You need to be with the right
Work
people.
smart.
Yeah, because sometimes you can be trying to learn certain elective math thing, and you're not getting it. Somebody can just show you the way, and that's it.
Formula.
Instead of you just wasting your time around that time. So it's not about putting much effort. I realized that maybe the earlier part I was learning, but maybe
Not the
I was
right way.
not the right way. And so this time I was with these people, and anytime we finish class, I would just go there. I don't understand this. You have to make sure you teach me this. And so somewhere along the line, then I got to 9th. I think we did our own. My batch was 2002. We did 2.5 years, and then I'm now doing well.
So you completed senior high school about 22, 23 years ago?
Yeah, 2002, yeah, so 225, yeah, so that's very
Okay.
long.
No, senior minister. Now, secondary school is over. You wanted to enter into pharmacy. What happened?
So, somewhere along the line, I was doing well, and the devil stepped in, and
The devil.
I was comfortable. I wouldn't call it devil. Maybe I just did something fun.
For want of a better word, that's okay.
What did I do? I think now I'm comfortable. Now I think I'm okay. I think it was 2 because we did 3 terms. Then when I entered Form 3, then I wasn't learning the way I was supposed to. Now I was jumping wall to go to. I wasn't following the rules and one or 2 things. I will go to Yasanto. I'm not supposed to go there. Then 1 or 2 things. And so then I moved from that 9th to, I think I moved to 18th or 20th. I didn't.
Was it bad friends, bad company, or you felt you have already grasped whatever you need to? So there's not much to learn
more,
again.
But I wasn't And
so complacency setting.
Yes, that's what happened. And I think I got a little bit frustrated. I almost didn't do biology because I knew that you have to get three elective maths right, then
you can
the
do
core maths,
okay.
at least you have to get something. So I don't know what happened. I think complacency, like you said. I can't pinpoint on one friend or something, but the way the spirit that I was using, I didn't really have it to complete it. Yeah, so I did well, but I didn't get one English properly. I thought I wouldn't be able to get to university, but I was able to get like 2 A's in my electives, and so I was all right. It was English that I didn't do very well, and so I wanted even to write it, but I applied Legon and I got it, but I didn't get what I wanted, and my dad still pushed me to just say, my friend, if you got it, just go.
So what course did they offer you?
I went to do agric.
Okay.
But that was not something I planned. So when I
mean, from pharmacy to agric, those are two diverse words.
Yeah, and so I was just thinking, okay, what can I do with agric? Because I always wanted to do my own business anyway, but I did it anyway. So I got there and I said, oh, you know what? I made a mistake again. So now I'm in university. So I'm going to concentrate now and do well. And I was also thinking that, okay, I need to travel as well, because that's where I'll get money.
We a proper Kumasi boy, pound.
I knew I needed to get starter capital. So when I got there first year, I was doing well. I was always, as the person was there, I was always learning, doing the right thing. I've learned my lesson, so maybe I have to. But I also knew that I have to travel, because I knew Legon, you have to travel. You have to bug up and get money.
This guy.
And so being at Legon, one of them is learning, one of them is I need to bug up.
Buggering.
That one there is
the bugger is buggering. Did you have any country in mind?
Definitely UK. My auntie was there, so definitely my auntie was going to.
Did you have the money to go to UK?
I didn't have to get money. I knew the process to get money, but I didn't need to have money. You see, when you want to go to UK, you just need to get the visa. That's the first thing. If you get visa, even your friend will give you money.
But I'm told that they'll look at your bank account and all your statements.
I don't know about now. When you're a student.
But then, okay.
When you're a student, you don't need a bank
all
account.
Those.
There was 3 things. When you get there, they will teach. Because I wanted to go, so me, I will.
Why investigation?
You are a student, so definitely know when you go, you come. So you need a letter from the admin.
Okay.
That's one. You need a bank statement.
Okay.
And then.
So clearly, you need.
But how did I get a bank statement? I didn't. If I told you how I got the bank statement, maybe.
It go funny me, eh?
To buy a bank statement.
Okay.
That time it was funny. Now things have changed. And when you apply it, you get the same day.
But you were so fixated on traveling.
Not traveling outside. Yeah, traveling, not necessarily to stay. But I needed to travel and come back. So definitely my auntie was going to invite me. My auntie likes me. And I'm now a student. So there's 3 things. My auntie definitely will invite me. I'm a student now. And then
there was a way to get a bank statement.
So I got my first bank
I'm
statement.
suing my daddy's sisters on this note. All my daddy's sisters should meet me in court. They didn't like me enough to invite me abroad.
So I thank my auntie. So I applied first one. I didn't get it.
With all your tuno.
Oh. So I was thinking,
what didn't you do right?
Also. Then I told the guy who gave me the statement, I said, hey, it didn't work. The guy said, okay, we'll do it. Do you know how I did it? So I actually borrowed money. There's one guy I borrowed money. I can't remember the guy's name. The guy moved from Legon to another university to do BCom or something like that, because that was a better course after the first year. So the guy borrowed money. Me, I'll borrow money. I'll borrow from... Just if I want to do something, I'll do everything to get it. And so the guy gave me another statement, and I apply.
You know this, was your father in the known? Was your dad aware that you want to travel abroad?
Okay, I wasn't living with my dad, so when I got my...
Was anybody down, like mom, anybody down here aware that...
When I applied, my mom didn't know about it. Because I remember when I got my visa and I went to my dad and I showed it to him and said, he's a I still remember it. So when you open it, and the visa in it is the. So I'll show it to my mom. So you see, I was more of like, you see, the way I grew up, it was like you need to do most of things yourself somehow.
Okay.
That's why I said I didn't visit the back, but the whole thing is you need to do most of the things yourself.
Okay. Be a man on your own.
Somehow at a very young age. Because when I was like 10, 12 years, sometimes when I speak to people, the time I started cooking, I was cooking for, when I was like 10 years, you know, I was cooking for my siblings. You know, my mom will go to, my mom is a businesswoman, so my mom will come later.
So you became an assistant parent at a younger age.
Yeah, so I have to do, and I'll cook for my mom as well. And so that was what I was doing.
Oh, Baba, I could say where your super story. So the super, and I woke up. Interesting. So you tried again the second time?
Yeah, I tried the second time.
With the same guy?
No, he gave me a different statement.
No, but with the same guy.
The same guy.
That means you trust people.
I don't have a choice.
I'm asking that because if it were me, I mean, I'm not you, but Mama what did can't try first time, it didn't work. So maybe I'll look.
No, so
the next
maybe
available
the
person.
transaction, because they said that, you know, sometimes about the transaction it's not about how much you have inside, it's about the transaction.
So if it's an ideal account or something like that.
Yeah, and so he gave me like a proper one. I don't know how he got it, but somehow he gave it to me.
All right.
And then I'll try it, and that, I think the one that I did first, it was the same day. But that time they've done it a second, like 1 week. If you apply it take 1 week. I remember I was there and I was praying. I was praying, I was fasting.
You pray?
Yeah, I was fasting. I was fasting for the whole week. So when I got it, I just opened it and I passed down there. And I was very happy. I remember when I did travel, I also made another mistake. When I did work and I didn't get work. When I traveled that time, I didn't get work on time. So my auntie husband, time called my auntie, you know, my auntie was coming to pick me up, one of my auntie. And so that's where my auntie actually saw his husband, that they are now married for I think almost 15 years now. And that's where he saw my auntie, you know, and like, and I said, oh my name is Roy.
It was through you?
Yeah, it was through me. Because he was also coming to pick her brother up. My auntie was coming to meet me, and so my
interesting.
And so so during the time now in the line, and
this guy.
Why? He was actually a chef. So that is when
he was a chef.
He was a chef. So he got his number. Then he said, "Oh, I'm looking for work." Then he said, "Oh, maybe you can be a kitchen porter." Yeah. So my first work there is working at City Cruise.
But you were there on a visit visa.
No, it wasn't a visit visa.
So now you had relocated.
No. The first one was 2 years working visa.
Okay.
When I applied it.
But you were a student.
Yeah, but you can get a 2 years working visa.
So what was going to happen to your studies?
No, you travel during the summer for 3 months. Then you come back.
Okay.
Then because you have 2 years, during the winter, I went during the winter as well. It's only 6 weeks that time. I don't know how
it is now.
Is it now?
No, but I feel you, because you didn't give us details. It was looking as though you left school to go and stay.
No, I didn't leave school at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went there. Then my first work was kitchen porter, so I have to wash plates. I had to wash plates.
You and that guy, you were washing plates.
Yeah, I was washing plates. I said, when I saw it, I said,
I'm being mischievous.
His one, if his one was like 5,000, mine was like 10,000.
10,000 plates. Please don't do that to us. I mean, can you really? Your boy is laughing. I mean, we can attest to the fact that maybe now washing plates will be brave, but 10,000.
My own was not like washing plates, though. It was washing those big
the basins that they used to cook.
You know. It was, so I actually spoke to Reza. Does he even have like some of my pictures? Honestly, that first day, I almost collapsed.
You would?
I almost collapsed because, you know, working in UK is not like working here. That place, people pay 1 hour and they want to see you working. So I wasn't used to that. I think most of the people who have traveled will test for this. People they don't take work.
1 hour is 1 hour.
1 hour. You are working like.
Not a second goes by.
City Cruise, you know, I was shipping him. I mean, plane. So continuously from when I start work like 8 I think it was 7.
Nobody played to be
Yeah, because it was it's a city cruise when you go to London, River Thames. So ship no oma pinya bonchain. So there's another ship that will come and take the food. So continuously, if you have traveled there, you see that there is a tourist. They will go in and they will buy food. So when they finish eating, they will bring it and you wash it continuously. They are cooking. So continuously, you are washing a place.
And they were break.
Oh yeah, I was. So I did that one, and then.
So on the first day, you almost
on the first
passed
day, I almost
out.
collapsed. So because my auntie husband was there, so I went to have a nap for like 1 hour before I came back, and it was a very good. So now I have to get used to that.
But you were not.
No. You are looking for money. When you get there, like Wabamumbu, because you get money as well. And so you are always looking at Friday, the money that you get. Even if you die, you go do them. Because you know you get like 200 pounds, 300 pounds. That money, that you are expecting, no. You even want more hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so
how many hours were you working in a day?
It depends. It was supposed to be maybe 8-10 hours, but there was always overtime and those kind of things.
Wow.
And when you travel, because you're going to work for 3 hours, because you're going to be there for like a short time,
you want to overwork and get the money enough.
Get money and you come back because you're going to use some of this money
for flight tickets and all that.
So when you travel, you need to get your flight ticket in and out. And then you have to get money for your school fees and maybe buy 1 or 2 stuff.
So be sure someone get who said Jag what boga.
And everybody will be expecting your friends.
A gift from you.
But I didn't, because I didn't travel earlier. By that time, it was 3 months. So I think I was here for a month before I traveled. So I traveled later. So when I got there, out of the 14 weeks, almost about 6-7 weeks has gone, and I stayed home like 2 weeks. So I only worked for 6 weeks. So I didn't get a lot of money. But so when I came back, I didn't have my flight to go and come back. It's a problem. And the silly thing I also did was using my money to buy more tare.
We'll come back on that.
When the food is rich and tasty, Jedinina, Adam's Kitchen. Ain't you beer to me, Toby? A Granikia Mike, Zeda, Yet sea packaging. Adam's Kitchen. Jollof and fried rice with assorted options. Amponsah Karikari, pizza, special noodles, Bunkuni tilapia. Adam's Kitchen. Aroma no Kumasi. Your main restaurants, El Tanoso, Tafo, KNUSC, and Amstead. More flavor. Namu Buakwani Atasmanso. Yamamu mini restaurants. Adam's Kitchen joints, Ubeyebi Wapachapa, Boko Chrome, and in Nigeria. You will order says not to enum 053-7277-856 and answer 020-320-4416. Adam's Kitchen.
Bema wo Johnson ni mu pai ebikam eyawo eni moja edi akira ana wo tempampan e wo Johnson n'echi ensansa gu bema no ho edura ebeboa eni amuzupi oba obam no wo tempampan bone ewom ensuo bi fifiri mu ba etoda emu ekeka wo edura ebeboa eni amuzupi ubenya bi e wo pharmacy ne herbal shops nyinam.
When you have the extra bit of ambition in your heart, you also need that extra bit of energy to come through. And for that, Rush Energy Drink is the boost you need. Created in the USA and proudly made in Ghana. Thanks to its unique formula, you have the power of ginseng, the benefit of vitamins, and the energy of inositol, taurine, and caffeine. Stay active and energized.
After hours of planning, Kwame and Yao placed a perfect multi-bet. A big win on United, and both teams are scoring the London Derby. But Yawa, who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the London Stadium? But Kwame no dey shake. Unlike Yao, he did bets plus Betway. And with Betway's Bet Saver, he can win even if his bet misses. On multiple losses, he can get back his bets and more. Bet Saver, exclusive to Betway. Get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Condos de la Chichi, it's luxury at its best. We have options to choose from for a perfect rest. Standard, studio, executive or suites. The choice is yours to make. Luxurious living with kitchenettes for a stylish escape. We have bed and breakfast, laundry service, conference rooms for business, and leisure for you. The Los Angeles Lounge on the 4th floor has a high poolside view and entertainment as the sun sets in the sky. Locators at Santasi off April Road, a convenient and luxurious space. Condos de la Chichi, where luxury meets affordability. Contact us on 0509-268-723.
Malaria fever.
Agriculture is for everyone, and I dream of the day that everyone will have an agriculture, vocational, or technical story to share. My name is Araba Kumsin, and I welcome you to Ghana Grows Ejuma.
Join Araba Kumsing on YFM 102.5 every Monday at 8:30 a.m. for the Ghana Grows Ejuma broadcast. Don't miss Ghana Grows Ejuma broadcast on TV3 at 5:45 p.m. every Sunday evening. For more information on how to register for the Ghana Grows program, call the Springboard call center on 030-8255-775 or visit Springboard Zone or Ghana Grows on social media.
Ghana Grows Ejuma is brought to you by Mastercard Foundation in partnership with the Springboard Roadshow Foundation.
Let's go road, you see through process.
Hey, Nanti Musta Bia Ababa Fronona. And I want Nanti Anna watch you with sugar. So wouldn't me Yari and Namini Pedriemua and Kavia when Yami Rofokra. Oh, sorry, you're ready and fancy Nipa. Meaning, and yet me Yari and Casa. Oh, Kakra Nanansia Chime. Mechinka say, as a mubu. And they wouldn't need Lawson, Herba Mixture OV. Lawson Herba Mixture. And your word you my pa. If you say, Semi Malaria, ne come one. I can just say, and Lawson Herba Mixture, so Edison Kunimu. When I'm Yapa, we born with your Umiano crowd one tissue, and so a children, Nayan ya afe malaria, Coco, a Fichicoma man who, what was a tire we are at me a day. I am mean to touch Shimipa, Nasa dear, and me could to down who be sad. And Miss Wodabancha, Lawson Herba Mixture, a better than Tama Water cry. And yes, a Lawson Herba Mixture, Mamma Hotomedia, Medda was no way, and yes, you can't have never done. Oh, that is in kind. Eh, no. What you believe in ya? Make a pedia process, ya. Our pharmacy, Kamikana Herba Shop, Bia Bame, or man from 020-267-5778, and then 0242-133-577. Lawson Herba Mixture, a honor in kind.
Malaria fever.
Your Wednesdays just got exciting. Midweek Madness while Bonte. Join us every Wednesday at the P2 Lounge, Kumasi City Mall. Let's party in madness. Don't forget, the party is going to be live on YFM. This is Midweek Madness.
Lakeside Party, away back, Easter Monday.
Tophobia, any accessories for Sea White Foods. A what now, your papa? They go off of Sea White Foods. Oh, Bia, see
Yemetie fo nyina kwa baba Amuzu Herbal Clinic. Na yedidobia belfriend Amuzu P Herbal Mesha. Eye dura obi ojo nso a emu papa ye be ma ojo nso ti ya owum be ma bi oti ya wanka so ni be ma numu be ma ojo nso moja anase be ma ojo nso a ni mototro na efiri be ma numu ba we ni how a wo hu a edura meka fama ono eye Amuzu P Herbal Mesha obi se doctor me dware wi a ne hu na me hene ebu on so ase mbo bi se kuko dwie ena me hu na mani so hu saa de no so Amuzu P ena meka fo ama obi se doctor me dwon so ana mu ache minu we na musen me dwon so wi ana bi akam na ma ya so me ya hu saa ha ya meka ya edura meka fo ama no ya Amuzu P Herbal Mesha ojo so moja anase ojo so no eni nye fe ni etum anase ini eko anase pampan a anu o hyepa de Johnson echi se saa ha no na wo hu a edura American fo ama ono ya amuzu pi eba mesha ebia na oti ya ontohwe no mu ya na ya oya onya amuzu pi no mu a saa ha no nyina beko na obabi so a otie mi a insasa agi na kosheku ma boso anase pampan a mema yempe agina hemfi aboso insio basa egu ka ho so wa saa ha na amuzu pi na American fo ama ebia no de odepo na hawa mene sebi ukotwa askan yesi wanya PID eninti onu ukunu hia ni nso nyina ba bontene manye nse hu ye ya de amawa amuzu pi na beboa wo nkaya tata usama wanya bleeding busume ba akon utumi bu nsa imprimi oba wa saa ha no amuzu pi na American fo ama oba ebu onso ni kunu hia eyaw nko anoti onti dese kapre usume kan fo amuzu pi ama no mwe na saa ha ni nyina ko edura American ho asem ho nya dene ne buo so nya dene okọ herbal shop pharmacy biara obenye bi etu no anya bi ato kumase ha okọ dani herbal Mr. Bapidan ko mutu bi sentombi opa amuzu pi hu se mise bi a frena ma 0247 776743 amuzu herbal clinic Mauji Hiwachalo.
Bema wo Junso ni mupai ebikam eyawo eni moja edi akira ana wote mpampan ewo Junso nechi ensansa gu bema no edura ebeboa eni amuzu pi oba obem no wote mpampan bone ewo ensuo bi fifiri mu ba etoda emu ekekawo edura ebeboa eni amuzu pi ubenya bi ewo pharmacy ne herbal shops nyinam.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just plugged in, you're welcome. You're still listening to The Super Story by the Superman. I'm speaking to Amponsah Karikari, Mr. Amponsah Karikari, the CEO of Super Group of Companies. And the listed are Super Lovek Phones, Condos de la Chichi. Before my big man tells me I didn't mention that. Lovek Condos, Uptown and Supermarket Foods. And a whole lot more. And I'm loving the story. And I'm loving the fact that he never saw any small money as small money. He won't give small money chances. Anyway, see white phones. Ese beje phone ne. Echina now denisika breno. And I know Mami akosia. Say nche yeba bedi Easter o. Mami akosia no are careful. Last year sa Brianna Palm Sunday nti o phone ton kwan mu a phone no one fan to my pen for a be my gidig never say copy phone mount and nutini a bura see white phones now my phone a chair didn't see cabreno. My phone mo pa ben quiet do ya munya steady but phone ya there say she was to see ya na ma abrabuni na sisa it takes all your joy away from you. Listen, see white phones is here for you. See white phones on the hotline no. Anytime, any day when you reach out to them, you can get through. Call them on 0245 051799. They are always available to answer your calls. If on iPhone, Samsung, Infinix, Itel, Techno. There's a new phone I'm eyeing. When I get money, I'll go and buy some. Google Pixel 8. The phone they go on. The phone gets specs why. And it's a Muzi Fold flip phone near the other. Samsung like I say guy I pray my phone when it's for I pray my phone no and they use iPhone no. Nisi phone and I use Samsung no. Because the screen cried to me to me. All these phones are available at CY Phones at very cool prices, and not just the phones, it's specs. So if you need the phone covers, screen protectors, headset, many others, you can buy. Sweet news, you buy now, you pay later. Call them on 0245 051799. CY Phones, Oda Kati Farms building just beside Ijaba. Atedum. And then Sambra Hotel, he's inside the Champion building, close to Old Melcombe. And then Idum PZ, just by the Sobolo station. Finally, Kejetia, just beside the MTN main office. Quick one, we are still donating to Confanoche. Intimisreu, Undonati, you're not too late. Mpacho, dial star 776 star 1955 hash. Catch us a Confanoche, you'll be a dabro, be a bit me do a copy Confanoche. Na se woko na eho nye nika. Hospitals are supposed to be very receptive. The ambience, everything is supposed to welcome you to make the healing process easy and quicker. But sebani se woko hospital ne ho nye fe. Baby abedrun so, baby abedjare, baby awuda krano, oxygen hun sensem ni nyama bebre ento ya. Na yare no kra yamo nti me pa chew. Kakra bi nsa. Therefore say ni edi bebe bia obesum. Na sante hini na say tutu. Wase kakra bi ade bebe bia no. Wabeji nti wadama. Star 776 1955 hash. Donate TB mama wate. And now say MTN mobile money number no. 0544 195 525 0544 195 525. Who donate here? Many beji pa. Abna ke dasi. Super. Na o restaurant onu betima fa mejuma o.
Oh, so applying kwande.
Pachomati. Na meme washing kukum kakra because you see me who say a honor sikane. Let's go back to now. At what point do you finally stay in a foreign land? So by now winter, spring in the
So so when going to second year, that's where the long back. So that's when I travel. Then I also travel again on the short back. That's December.
Okay.
Then I travel again. So that was the third one. So I was traveling every semester.
Okay.
Then the last one, when I was about to enter third year, that's when I decided not to come back.
But this you were still reading a Greek.
Yes.
Okay.
So something happened. My grandmom died, and I don't know what happened, but I said my niece TB. Like I just because my grandmom was kind of my everything, and so she was there for me. So I decided to travel and maybe just make some money and maybe come back later.
So wait, she died in Ghana?
No, so. What happened? I think when
your grandma was in Ghana.
Well, my grandma was Ghana.
And she died.
She died.
But you were in abroad.
No, I was here.
But then after her death, you felt you shouldn't stay back.
Yeah, I felt I shouldn't stay. It was like it was somebody that I really rely on. Like my grandma can sell her house and give it to me for me to do something.
She was your everything.
Yeah, it's like she was somebody who was there. And so when she died, I felt more. I might have to. If something happened, I might be in trouble. So I need to now take my future in my own hands. And so I made my mind. I mean, this was very personal. My parents did not. You see, when I was growing up, I would make decisions too much personal. Like, yeah. So I decided not.
Were you a rebel?
I wasn't really. I was just always thinking what will happen in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. That's the way I was. I would sit down and be thinking. I have a half brother. So my half brother. Mom was in abroad. Why? Thinking that my half brother will travel first, so if I have trainers, I'll give it to him. Like as I'm a bribe, send them to come about a farm. Send me if you waste. Like I'm just thinking, how would I be able to travel? That was before I first traveled.
Not that I
knew that if you have to get a capital. I always knew I would never want to stay there, but I knew.
And you also didn't want to work for somebody.
Yes.
So you needed that huge. I mean,
something to start.
Gathered so that you can start your own stuff.
My own stuff. I didn't know exactly.
Then I also approached him quite another with me.
Yeah, but who was gonna give me?
Okay.
I didn't have a father who would give me like 100,000, 200,000 to start a business, or a mother who would do that. So I needed to take my future in my own hands. And so when I traveled. That time I knew I was never gonna come, and there was a funny thing. There's two things in my life that one of them was that part. So I didn't write an exam for that semester that will let me pass
final year.
No, third. Okay. I'm now I'm in the second year. Then I'm now to go to third year.
So now between first and second year, you know what you call pressing?
So. That was first 1, 2. So I went 1, 2. So the third one, that's when I didn't come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I didn't write an exam. And I said 2 years earlier, but it was 1 year. So that time, I think something has happened. My visa has finished, and I didn't write the exams, and I haven't also applied for my visa. So if I didn't get that visa,
you're back to square one. No school.
I would have been in trouble.
No travel.
And even sometimes now, when I think about that thing, I say, why did I do that? It was a very serious thing.
Yeah.
And there's more I could have added, but maybe I'm not saying it. But that was I don't know why I did that. I'm very frustrated. So lucky for me, I got it. And when I travel, I think I was working very hard. I knew that my mates were...
Let me ask this briefly. Your dishwashing job, was it always there for you? Like anytime you came back, you could take it up?
Yeah,
or you needed to reapply for different jobs anytime you travel?
My husband. So I think my second one I did it.
You went back to washing dishes?
To washing the dishes again.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did it for 6 weeks. So that time when I got there, now I have work straight away. So for the 6 weeks, I have work. My auntie husband was still there. So
then they were not married?
No.
So they were like,
he used me.
He used it. I like it.
So,
okay.
But now they're married with 3 kids. So
I'm happy. I'm happy that thanks to you, there was a beautiful story.
So, there was nothing always in my mind that now I didn't finish uni. In the next 2 years, my friends are going to come out and they will be graduates, but I will have to work more harder.
So you did not finish the school?
No, I didn't finish.
Till now?
No, I didn't finish.
Okay.
I didn't have any plan on finishing it.
Okay.
I didn't regret any, but I didn't want to finish it.
That's okay. That's your
my plan was.
You had a different path.
Yeah. And I started a laboring job, and I remember the place that I worked very hard. That's when I saw one Ghanaian guy doing tape and jointing. The tape and joint is very similar to POP. I don't know if you've done POP. They're always dirty.
This POP?
This POP.
Okay.
So who's will be that?
Yes, the white baby.
White baby. I mean that's the job that I learned when I was there.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a bit dirty and dusty, but that's what I did. So I think I stayed there for a year or two. I learned it, and then. I did it for like
7 years.
So that was what I did. The name we used to call it tape and jointing. Most of the Ghanaian Nigerians they do that in London. Yeah.
Let me ask you a very realistic question. If you were in Ghana, washing dishes, doing the POP,
I would have done it.
Given that you were in university,
I would have done it because here there's some work that I did that I didn't mention it. I think when I was young, because some of them, like maybe when you say it, people will say like, for example, I've sold kerosene before.
So now, not to cut you, so literally, you like to work.
Yeah.
But not because Abroche now those menial jobs.
The reason why I know I can do that because of certain works that I've done here.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so the reason why I think I also knew I would do when I was young, like class 5 or 6. So I'll go and buy, that Cerevita. I don't even know Cerevita.
No, what you
Yeah, I used to do that. That's my first work. And so I think that's how I know that. I always wanted to do something for myself.
Cerevita was for girls. Leave it to us.
Yeah, I've done it before. I don't know what it was primary, but I've done it before.
Aqua Pesca. Now Tony said, "Oh, okay. Do you remember the price?"
I can't remember. But I knew that if I buy like Mekotoko Nkono 10 cedi, maybe 40 cedi.
I know.
So it wasn't about the money. It was like I just like to do something
and
like
something for yourself.
And sometimes when I see my friends, for example, the kerosene one, it wasn't because I needed money. But some of my friends be more crazy. I really say so. It wasn't like because I needed money. Let me put it that way. But I just liked because they are doing so. Yes, and so I did. So that's the reason why I knew that maybe if I was here, and also I wasn't the type of person who was always trying to prove to someone. Even now, I don't like to. Yeah, I stay in my lane. So I don't care who is so I knew I could have done it, but doing it elsewhere was a bit easier.
Amazing. So 7 years of doing tip and joint.
I can't remember the exact, but around 6-7 years.
And then you decided you're coming back to Ghana.
Yeah, and when I was coming back, I was actually really learning, earning a lot of money. before I came up. That is I've been here for like 10 years now, and before I came, I was earning like £1,200 in a week.
Please, do you know where I'll get Saravita to eat this evening? He can't come and add to my. You buy me Saravita before you leave the studio. You go and find some for me. Interesting. So 7 years away from the land, or
no, I stayed there. Okay, maybe from the time that.
So you might call there 2 years.
No, no, that one. I learned the job for 6 weeks.
6 weeks, okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
without getting paid. So from the time, I think I've been in London for like 10 years. Including my first travel.
Okay.
Yeah, around 10 years.
Which year was this?
2004.
Okay, so from 2004 to 2014.
2014.
Then
2014, yeah. 2015, yeah.
On the day that you were coming back to Ghana, what were you coming back with apart from money? What were some of the visions, plans that, because you said you like to write, you like to document, you're always speculating into the years ahead. What were some of the things you were coming down with?
So when what I used to do is, when I received my salary every Friday, I will send it through Standard Bank, South Africa, then I'll forward it to Stanbic Bank.
To your account?
Yeah. And before I came, I started building a personal house for myself. So by the age of 25, before I came, I already built my own house.
Smart.
Because my job I was really working hard, honestly, because I remember one person can do 4 flats when my manager Clinton will give me 2 houses and he will give 2 Nigerian guys 1 house.
They knew how,
and I will still finish within a week. Because one of the things I learned from a guy called Jimmy, he was born there but from Indian descent. So one time I was doing this tape and jointing, and I'll do one flat, and Jimmy would do 4 flats. So after learning it, and I was thinking, how did this guy do the same time alone? They will give me one flat, and so I was always thinking, and Jimmy will always finish I would stay there till 7 o'clock. Then I realized he wasn't working hard. I learned a lot of lesson from how I started also doing 4 flats. So I'll stop work and I'll go to Jimmy. And Jimmy was doing this work. I realized that Jimmy will always come on time. That's one step. Jimmy will always make sure that he have even 2 tools. He invested in the trade and efficiency. Jimmy, before he leave work, I will leave work at 7 and I will not even watch my tools, and I will just put it somewhere when I come. And now I'm going to look for materials. Jimmy will finish work at 5 and make sure he washes tools, put WD-40, spray it, put it in his car, and go and look for what he will clean his place and go and look for materials that he will use in the morning. So by the time you get there, Jimmy, by the time I'm get there in the morning, Jimmy would have everything set.
He's already settled.
And so 1 hour, 2 hours, Jimmy will done. So I was somebody who was always thinking, like I told you. So I was thinking, how efficient is this guy? So I realized that, in making it in this life, it's not about how you are working. You need to be efficient. And that was the work smart. So I learned it from there. So I said, okay, whatever I've learned, I've saved some £2,000, £3,000. I'm going to sacrifice it now. I'm going to Bristol to go and learn the job again. So I've saved. You could imagine, like, I've used like 1 year to save like maybe £4,000, and I have to come back. I have to go to Bristol to learn. Somebody charged me like £300 for a day, and now I have to go and buy another tool, a proper tool. I used to have a tool, but that tool was not efficient for me. I have to buy a sanding machine and everything. Now I have to learn. But I remember, in attempt to learn how Jimmy do, now if I'm doing 1 flat in a week, now it was trying to use that tools. It will take me 1.5 weeks now, because I'm not used to the tools. There's one tool called bazooka, and then, but I have to still. But when I got used to how they were doing it, now I'm doing 2 flats, 3 flats. Then now I became like Jimmy, earning more money, and so every time so now 5 o'clock, and later I bought more tools because I realized Jimmy will be using. He will invest. Instead of me going to buy a drilling machine, a mixer that is like £100, Jimmy will buy £450 one. He makes it, and instead of it taking me
So it takes you an hour. It takes him about 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I feel.
So I was just jotting all this down about how to be efficient. I invested, and now instead of getting like maybe £300, now I'm getting times 3 or times 4. Then now I became more important to the company, because Jimmy will always be important. And guess what? Jimmy's work was always better than my own, because Jimmy was having the right tools and was being efficient as well. And he was doing the work at ease, like the way we were struggling to do this work. And that really helped me in trying to save more money. So I was able to build my first house very quickly, because I was now earning more money, and I was able to save. And I realized that saving money and putting in my account, something will always happen. Like I said, once you have it in your account, something always happens. I don't want to go there. Something happened.
Nana, please cut this part for me. I will need it.
Something will happen. And so I decided that, you know what?
So they always need your money for something.
There will always be something.
We'll be having a fridge.
Then those things, like I remember one of my friends, and my friend told me his mom was dying, and you know, when you have £3,000 and somebody's dying, are you going to keep the money? You know, those things.
My grandma, I'm in a fridge. It's true. Whenever you get little money, that's what people, like people's demands start cropping.
So you know what I did? I decided to put the money that I cannot touch. So even if I want to give you the money,
it's untouchable.
I don't have. So every Friday, when I get paid, I will send the money to Standard Bank, and I will transfer it from Standard Bank. They came to teach us how to transfer money, so that was the way I was transferring my money to back home. So I couldn't even touch it. So when I decided to come, it means I would have a little bit reasonable amount of money too. So now I have my own house, and now I have some capital to start business around 25. So then I decided to come, and then I came here. So when I came here, I think I went back again. The reason why I went back again is I wanted to help 2 people.
To travel?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I came back, I said, okay, I have money. Let me just travel and go and work for 6 months. And I think I can raise some reasonable amount of money for these 2.
Why? Were they family?
Yeah, they were family. So I wanted to really help. So I went back to do these things, and then I feel comfortable, and then I came back. One of them was able to get his visa, the other one couldn't get it. Now he has traveled, but he couldn't get it at that time. And so I knew that, like, I can't just come, I need to help somebody else. So, and so then that's where my business started.
Now, at what was the first business you set up here in Ghana?
So when I came here, that time I've got my first shop. So I paid it when I was there for 10 years.
A shop?
A shop.
Was
so
it a container shop?
No,
or
it was a shop, like a doom shop.
Okay.
So I paid for 10 years, so I knew I have a place for the next 10 years.
Okay.
And then I didn't plan to sell mobile phones, but so when I got there, so before I actually came here, my sister was running the shop for me, was selling human hair, but when I came, I didn't like that business. There was too much small. I didn't like it. I just didn't like the business. And so I sold everything, the investment. I think it was like 50,000. I give to somebody, give me 30,000. Just let me get my money back.
And what was going to happen to your sister?
We were going to start another new business. Before I came here, I've already paid for the shop. Somebody had to be in the shop. I've sent some small money for somebody to start something. But when I got here, I just didn't like.
I'm asking because you are taking her job away from it. That's her.
No, it was supposed to be my work. But my sister has just started for me.
Okay, that's fine.
So I didn't like that business.
So a new idea came up.
Yeah, so I realized it was a phone area. And all the phone people were opposite where I was. And I was the other side. So it was, that was even my first. And that time I did have certain amount of money. So I bought 2 Sprinter and 1 Amiaka, 1 truck.
Oh, Kwapiska. Hey.
Because I didn't want to put all my, I didn't know what, so
I like that.
I wanted to do, because
all
I
this
knew,
around 26, 27.
Yeah, so I bought first Sprinter.
Wow.
So my first Sprinter, I guess, this is what happened. my first business here. So I bought the first sprinter. You know, when you buy the sprinter, you have to do things to it. You have to do the seat, put video and all this thing. You have to do it yourself. So the first person I gave it to said he was going to run a business from here to Tepa. So from Tepa and those kinds of, not knowing that the driver was going to give it to another person. So, I gave it to somebody. So I was trying to call this guy. He was supposed to give me money every week. You know, when you do car business, you will sit down and say, oh, I have spent every week, you will give me 2 NFCs, 3 CDs. You do all this calculation. Yeah. So they called me from Akusumu that your car has assaulted. That was the first business I did though. Here.
Yo.
Yes. That was the first business. So me and my dad at that time, I told my dad followed me, we went to Akusumu. I didn't even see the car. The car has some assaulted car, no.
Was it insured?
Yeah, it was insured, but it wasn't 100%. It wasn't fully insured. That was my first business, and so now I wish I would have stopped, but now I already bought a second one there, or more years sitting in the other day, so I can't even sell it. So now.
So it was then that you found out that the driver you gave the car to wasn't even the one driving.
It wasn't even the driver. The driver has run away, and that other driver has also run away. He has given us a spare. He already have a car. So we went to tow that car, brought it, and now Mazi people, they can do everything to a car. They told me they have to cut the head of the car. I said, how do you cut the head of the car? I said, don't worry, you have to go and buy the head. So they will cut half of the editing and buy another one and put it on top. Do so many things to it. And so that's when I started going to magazine. So I was going there. You see these magazine people, some of them are serious. Most of them, they are not serious. I'll get there like 7 and the master will come at 9. So I'll be there at 2. 2 hours I'll be there waiting for them. Obaso Onyajuman, you give it to another person. One of his Nkran. So when I finished doing this car, somebody advised me to have to sell it, so now I have 2 cars. But I learned something from there. So then I realized, oh, how can a car be like this? Then
we can change the interface.
So when I was there, I was asking, so now somebody said they wanted to sell his car. So I realized that now, even if the car is whatever, you can do the car. So I bought the car for 10,000, do the car and put engine. There's no engine in the car. You do everything. Then by the time you finish, it will be like 18,000. Then you can now sell that car, spray everything, and now you can sell the car like for 25,000 or 30,000 as at that time. So that became a new business for me. So when I was there, then I bought 1 car. Then I did all this.
Why?
So now I have 3
So now you
cars.
had your hair business.
No, the hair business now I've changed to a phone side.
Okay, so now you have.
But my brother was taking
shop.
charge of it, so now I'm in my.
So you have a phone shop, and then you have a tipper truck.
Our tipper truck, and I have 2 cars
and 2 sprinters. One got you into trouble to take you to.
But now I fixed that one.
And then that experience now brought another business car out of you.
So then I started buying cars. So I'll be in the magazine. If you come and say, oh, you don't have money, 10,000, oh, I'll pay you 8,000. Then you go and buy a new engine, buy things and fix it. Then later, after about 1 year or something, now I have like 5-6 cars.
Wow.
Then the tipper truck. Then I bought another tipper truck. Then I realized the tipper truck, you can actually buy the frame, buy engine. Now then I bought somebody car a bit cheaper. Then I'm share my. So I have 3 tipper truck. Now I have like 5 for this car. So then now I'm running the phone side with a very small amount of money. I think my first time going to Accra, I used 30,000 to start the phone business. So
you didn't even start importing abroad? No, you started from Accra?
Yeah, I just went to buy. Funny enough, I went to Accra to buy a certain type of phone. Let's assume that maybe this Techno 301 was 80 CDs. I bought it 80 CDs. Then I came to Kumasi, it was 79.
Why no investigation?
I didn't do my investigation properly. And also, the mistake that I did with that phone business was buying something that I like.
Okay, you bought your taste.
Yeah, I bought my taste.
Not what the ordinary consumer can afford.
That's it. So that's the first mistake. So the first thing is buying Nokia, Samsung, and it's not like they don't buy it, but there was that area,
They were not
there
on
was
demand.
something. That's it. It was more of a retail done, and so Misika first, a DBS 4 months and that first was going. So it was difficult when I started. So in business, one of the things that you need to do is not about what you like. Is you have to look for what they like and you give it to them.
Because you're not doing it for yourself.
You're not doing it for yourself. Maybe I will go and buy
Samsung.
But
the everyday
majority
consumer
of the
may go for the other
will go for
brands.
them. So that was the first mistake I did. And then now I came back and my brother was there. So I decided now to.
How many siblings do you have?
Okay, I have, including me.
We know
4.
your half brother already.
Yeah, my half brother is there. So my mom's side we have 4.
And you're the first. And then
Yeah,
there are how many girls?
Only 1.
Okay, and then 2 other brothers. So now one was in the phone side, and the other was in the.
My other brother was doing something else.
In something else, and you were in the Mazin.
Mazin doing.
It is I just store Mazin Juana.
No, Mazin there. Like I'm just there. I go there. You know, Mazin, you can just go and be there.
Two ho. We did the cover. No,
not necessarily, but say omubisawa what to be paying.
Me about sorry Jerry, no wash out so
and I always go there. I'm always the first person to go there to wait for them.
Oh,
because I thought
I love how you think. I'm sorry, I love how you think.
Okay.
Jimmy had a lot of influence on you.
Yeah, I learned because anytime I'm trying to, every small thing I always want to learn something from it, and I knew that you don't have to be. So from there I realized like anything that happens to you have to, because I always turn things, if things are not right then I use it to my advantage. Would you say the car somersaulting was your luck in a way? Yeah, I didn't see it as anything, but I just, and when something happened it has happened, what can I do? I never, if I go somewhere and maybe one of my shop is burning, I don't sit down crying. No, I just. But have you had that experience before? Oh yeah. A lot of bad things has happened to me. You know, there was one time, like within 3 days, I think a thief broke into my shop, stole almost about 200,000. The following day, another person tried to steal from one of our shop, and then the following day, I think our phone shop got burnt or something like that. Look, within 3 days. 200,000 CDs from one shop. Like, phone. It always happened. And then the other time there was a following day, it keep on happening around the same time. I mean, in this type of business, you need to, and this is around the same time. Maybe you get a letter from maybe Jerry. Like there are times that something happens at the same time, and it happens. And I like it because sometimes when these things happen, that's when you go to know somebody. You speak to people. I believe that when you speak to people, they know your stuff. They always want to help you. And so that's the way I work. So me, I will never always sit down like even if something happened, I just take it cool. The first thing I do is, how many shops do I have? Why? The thief broke in. What can we do to prevent this? Then we look for the solution. We don't sit down crying and those things.
Now, one phone shop, one tipper truck, 2 sprinters, right? 1 sprinter, and now you're buying more cars.
I bought 2 now, like from the scratch, but I didn't buy a new one again. Okay. So now I got 3 tipper truck. Now I got 5 or 6 sprinters.
People working for you.
People working for me.
Okay.
But I didn't like the track this business properly, so I decided to sell all of them. One day I wake up and I said I'm going to sell all of them, and then I started selling them.
Did you have a financial advisor then, or someone who was?
I was the type of person that when I started the phone business, I'll go to those who are around. Like I'll go to Pat Thomas.
Okay.
And I say, please, boss, can you help me? I'll go to one smiling. I went there personally and say, what advice can you give me? I went to make from straight away. What kind of advice can you give me? I went to Franco. I didn't go to Franco personally because Franco is not car. But I'll go to his shop and I'll look at it and I just say, one day I want to have something. I knew it was not going to be easy, a straightforward thing, but I dream of. If you look at my first shop, I'm always changing my first shop. Anytime I will go. My first time I went to Dubai, I saw they have a lot of light there, and so I came back and said, why can't I do that? Let me have a lot of light. The same thing. So I was always changing my place. I was always thinking, trying to do something new. I don't like doing the same thing everybody's doing. If I go to Dubai and they have set up their place like that, why can't I do that? And so that's the way I was always moving.
So how did the shops expand?
It also started, there was a time that I was having one or two problems with, I don't know whether I have to use association, and then there was a problem. I don't want to go too much there because it's a past.
That's okay.
And so I knew that I have to, I think one Chinese advised me that you need to go to Teachman. I said, okay. There was a problem.
Chinese?
Yeah. There was a problem in the phone industry, and then I was not getting goods to sell. I remember I have to travel to Nigeria, and I traveled to Nigeria. I didn't even know what I was doing. I went to Nigeria, and because they were not supplying me, and so for something that's happened, I'm not going deeper.
That's
and so
okay.
I went
we
to Nigeria,
that.
and then I'm just looking for some. I didn't know what I went there to do.
But were you still in the buy and sell car business?
That time, I think I have sold my cars, so I have like
money
to invest.
So, but you still had one phone shop.
I still have one phone shop. I think my second phone shop was Kijitia. So
the first one was at a Doom.
Yeah, the Doom, the small one.
Okay.
Then when I sold all these things, I was able to get another Doom Kijitia shop, so it became 2 now. And that's when like I have money now to do. I'm going to concentrate on the phone side.
Okay.
So that's when this happened. And then I went to Nigeria. I didn't know what.
Were they not supplying only you or all other phone businesses?
Me.
Just you.
Yeah. So,
okay.
It was like, okay, now how am I going to get goods to sell? Because now I've sold my car business. I want to do phone side. Now they're not supplying me. I tell, how am I going to be able to sell? Can I get some from Togo? So I went to Nigeria and I came back. But this is what I learned. When I went to Nigeria, I realized that to me at that time, I thought like, oh, I've gone somewhere, I don't even know anybody there. But I learned how I went to, I think, Computer Village in Lagos, and I was there, and then I came the following day or 2 days. I didn't get any investor because you can't just go there and walk into somebody, I'm come from Ghana, so give me goods, I'll pay you later. Because that time they will give me goods and I'll pay you later in 1 week. But if I even want to buy, how are they even going to bring it? So I realized maybe I didn't do my research properly.
Right.
But I was desperate, so I needed to go somewhere and do something. So, but I learned something. When I got there, I realized the way they set up their phone style is different from the way the Ghanaian people set up. So I knew that, okay, I've learned something from there. I actually learned something from there. Then I went to Togo.
You see an opportunity in everything, eh?
I just have to make it work. There is no opportunity. I've gone there, it didn't work. I've come back, but I learned something from there. That one day, if I have a full story, I can set up, because I went there. One person will have a phone shop. They do in zone big time the way they do it. I went to Togo, and Togo was good because somebody took me there, and then something that was not supposed to.
YFM.
Getting some goods from Togo, and it was better price than here. So now it became good for me at that time. I don't buy from Togo anymore, but that time it was good because when they were getting their goods, maybe say 100 cedis, I'll get like 80 cedis, I'll sell 85 cedis. People were not knowing how I'm getting it. I remember some people, when the man will call me and say, oh, some people have come here, I'm not even selling to them. I will only sell it to you. And then, so me, I see.
So was it around that time that the Chinese asked you to go to Techiman?
So there was a little bit that thing I was telling you. So I went to Techiman about 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Then I got a shop there. The shop was also good for me. Then that's when I started opening branches. But before I have to start opening branches, I needed to. In every business, you have to get like a proper foundation, accountability. And that time, a software that I was using, I wasn't too much comfortable with it. I have auditors, so I needed to get that. That thing. So we ran the Techiman for a year or 2. Then later, when I was comfortable, that's when I was able to have more shops.
So currently, how many phone shops do you have across?
We have a lot.
You don't want to name it?
I don't want to tell you, but I have a lot.
I respect that.
Lot,
that's okay. At what point did the restaurant now come in? Because from Tipper Truck, from Sprinter, to Mazi. In fact, from hair shop to Sprinter to Mazi. I want to say Mazi so that the ordinary Kumasi person can know what to be talking about. Then to phone shop 1, 2, 3, and then many others. And now a restaurant.
I don't even know if I have to mention where I used to eat outside a lot. So I will eat in the afternoon and evening. I said, like, why don't I also have my own restaurant so that I can eat from there and buy from there? Because I was spent.
Alex, that's a very crazy. So wait. So does everything start with you?
Yeah, that what I see is if there's opportunity. For example, there was a time I even wanted to open my own radio station.
Please employ me, so that they can talk about you or what?
So that I will not have to go and pay another person.
You're an interesting character.
Yeah.
Listen,
there was a lot of things I really wanted to do.
You want to even create your own country.
Yeah, so
that did you get the joke?
this is what happened. So I did something and I think it was good, but I knew that was very hard. That's when I got Sunyani shop, and the Sunyani shop was.
So now you have Accra, Kumasi. Do you have branches in Accra?
Yeah, we have a branch.
And Kumasi, Techiman, in Sunyani.
You have Sunyani, you have Bogawa, Takwa, Pristia.
Don't worry, we won't let you disclose the number.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, it's fine, but I can mention.
We'll respect that.
But we have copy.
But I want us to talk more about the restaurant a bit.
Okay.
So setting up the restaurant was all because you eat outside. You buy someone's food.
Yeah, I was buying like on the afternoon. I'll buy food from there, and I'll spend like 150 cedis. Then I'm just thinking, yeah, I can create business out of this, and this is what happened. So I used to save some money. Then I did some small estates as well. So
real estate business.
Yeah, real estate business. It wasn't huge. It was 3 bedrooms, affordable ones, and it was nice. I've sold all of them now, but it wasn't like a business to me, to be frank with you. It wasn't like something. It was like, oh, because I can save some money, let me just put some money small. So I have 2 laborers and 1 mason. I know I can afford to pay them. So I have these people. I say, you just build. So, but I know that I can pay you, so that it's slower pace. By the time I realize I have 10 houses, 1 small houses in Kumasi. But
no, it doesn't matter the area, but in Ashanti region.
So I was doing this small, and then.
Did you have buyers in mind before you started?
Like I said, I wasn't necessarily
going to sell
or whatever it is. I was just trying to put something somewhere, and then because I said, let me not do something bigger, but I can pay these 3 people, so let them keep on doing something for me all the time. So personally, I'll always have a certain people, maybe 2 laborers, 2 mason, always doing something for me somewhere. By the time we realized
YFM.
Okay, so, and also I did have a friend called Sena. I think he's probably listening to me now. He was very good to me. I will speak to him. So Sena, I want to do this plan, and we'll do it overnight. So Sena was also like, even my restaurant designs and everything, Sena is behind it. And so because I'm close, you see me, I told you at class. When I was prepared that
you get close to the smart guys.
Yes, whoever can help me, I'm close.
Would someone be right to say you're an opportunist?
Yes. When I see the opportunity, I will just grab, but not in the bad ones. Like whoever can help me, I'll just be there. Even if I will listen to you, I'll just be there and listen to you, and that's what I did. And so for the restaurant, so someone have a nice plot and need money. And so I gave him one of the 3 bedroom, and I add money on top, and he gave me the place where that place was. At the
Bomso?
Yeah, at that Bomso.
Ah.
Yeah, so it was a good deal. I didn't pay more money. I swap, and even that time I was trying to sell it.
I swap.
Yeah, so we do a quick swap. I was trying to sell it, and people were not buying on time. You know, in Kumasi, selling properties, it takes time. And so that was a good business for me. And then I started building. I wanted to do a hostel there. So Sena told me, look, hostel at that place, not very good. Maybe if you have a plot of land at Ayediasi area, that area is great. So I decided, okay, let me just do a restaurant. And then we decided to do like a simple thing. Then by the time I realized, the engineer Gloria said, "Oh, do 2." Then the time we realized it was 3. Then it means we have put in so much money there, the money I didn't have, and then we have invested by God being so good. And now the place that I used to buy from, then I have 1 or 2 people to speak to me. Say, "Oh, they wanted to follow me." I spoke to them. You don't have to do my internal thing, and so they follow me. I have a chef. There's one chef I know he's watching me, and another person, and then we started. And when we were starting, I told them that this place is not our main place. This place is just a starting point. We are going to make sure that the way we did the phone site, the same business idea. So don't worry about this place, the location and everything. We are going to go to places, and after 2 years, anytime they come and see me and say, "Look, this is a starting place. There's a production there. There's a lot of things. That place is not only about what you see. All that the food that we do, that's where it comes from. There's a production. Then we distribute to our various restaurants that we have. And then I think we opened this restaurant on 9th December. And so it's just over 2 years, and we have a lot of branches now. And so that story is also a very nice story.
I am smitten. You can see I'm smiling. I am smitten by your story. I love brain. I'm attracted to brainy people, all right, who have foresight. What is making me more smitten about everything you're saying is the fact that you see an opportunity in everything. Even a fall to you means like a rise, and I don't know how you get that drive. Well, as a mumbu, ade, if you have a folk when you mumbu,
no. You need to. It has to work. And it has to work, and I'm not, when I start something and it start working, I'm not too much happy about that. I'm always very happy. For example, we have one branch at MS Press, Patasi, Opsi, Paparazzi, and
I've seen that, but I've not entered that before.
Yeah, so this will happen. I was in London and I saw Chopsticks. It's a new place, and I like the idea. And if you have been Chopsticks in London, you realize that it's very similar, and the whole concept.
I thought I had seen videos of a place that looked like what you have.
The
at
way
Patasi.
the green thing, I just stole everything.
I stole everything. You're too honest for my liking.
Yeah, I stole everything. If I show you the pictures, you see it, and the way they did it. So I wanted to try the Chinese way of selling food, but not necessarily very expensive. But the truth is, whatever you do is for the people. If the people say they don't want the Chinese style, change.
So now you eat for free?
I don't eat for free, I buy it.
Someone said so that you could eat. That's why I mean.
No. I'll buy it for myself. Instead of buying for 150 CDs, I'll buy the 150 CDs for my own. Not necessarily. That's not necessarily the reason.
I feel you.
But that's where I was there, and that's where all this thing was born. The dream was born.
Have you run at a loss, Pia? It almost made you rescind your decision about many businesses that you're expanding. Like a bad business that.
Why? I don't see. If the business doesn't work, I blame myself, because somebody has started and it has worked. You know, so if somebody is selling bags, there's somebody who have done bag business and has a lot of money, and so I don't see the business not being good. If somebody even steal from my place, I don't even blame the person. I blame myself for allowing myself for the person to steal from me. Maybe if I would have put in a proper measures, if maybe the auditors would have go there once in every week or maybe twice every week, and so I don't blame the person stealing from me, I blame myself. So I always think first blame myself first before I even go and blame another person.
So now you're into the food business, you're into phone business. Are you still doing the real estate?
No, because for me to do the condos de la Chichi, I have to sell everything.
That brings me back to now you have apartments, right? Which is the Lovek condos and condos. At what point did they come in, and why that particular names?
So Lovek condos started around 2001 during the COVID time, and
2020 you mean?
2020 around that time. That's about 4 or 5 years ago. So I was there. And somebody was selling his house, and the house looked not very nice at all. And so I didn't have money at that time, honestly. And so, but I knew that there's a potential. So I took my architect Sena. Said, Sena, what can we get from this house? Because I was looking at the what's the name? The plots more than the structure there. Or maybe what can we turn the structure, break this place and turn. So Sena came with a very nice drawing.
You should really hold Sena dear to your heart.
Yeah. So Sena came with a nice drawing. I said, somehow. And I didn't have money, so I spoke to the guy that, would you allow me to pay it in maybe, if the thing was say 100,000, can you let me pay 40,000 and give you checks and pay within maybe 3-4 months, because it was COVID time. Because most of the thing that is going to work, it always come very hard, because I knew I can see the future from the drawing, but I don't have money. And so then the person agreed, so I gave him some money, checks, and it was very hard for me. But then, like I told you, I always have for people who work for me. So now they will now start and be doing it small.
But there was already a structure.
There was a structure.
So we're going to break it all apart.
I will not break all of them, but everything was to be come down, maybe left with the pillars or something like that. The steps will have to be shaped. Everything. If I show you the picture, you see that we
There's
have
been a huge transformation.
A huge transformation from there. And even I wanted to do an apartment. Then one of my friend Aaron, who was also in science class, he is a pharmacist.
Okay.
He used to Aaron used to be around 7.
Let me chip this in. Do you have any pharmacy now? I'm sure you.
No, I don't have.
And then baby.
If he comes.
If the need be, okay.
If there needs to be.
All right.
And so, Aaron said, don't do apartment, do Airbnb.
Okay.
And he keep on telling me do Airbnb. I didn't know, so I have to do research. Then he convinced me why I should do Airbnb. And so, when I then small, I think it took me like 2 years to be able to small did it, and so Lovek Condos came
up.
Yeah, and then I think I also secure a plot of land where the community like chichis. I was actually, the place was a bit mashy, so I was trying to sell it. I tried to sell it for a year or two. Nobody was buying. So one day I just wake up and say, look, I'm just going to just put up something there. So Sena give me a plan. Sena give me a 6 apartment. It was nice. So when I started Lovek Condos, it didn't start well, but it makes sense. Then when we started that project, I actually knew that there was no way I'll be able to finish that project. When we started, I knew that I was going to build one, but now for some reason I started all of them together, because if you do them together, the cost become a little bit less. Then when we started, it was supposed to be houses. Then later, when Lovek Condos was all right, I decided to change it to Airbnb. And so then I changed the plan to Airbnb. But honestly, it was too huge project that I didn't. Why? Because that time I think I've been able to do about 10 apartments. So I made a plan to be selling it, to be doing it. So I was selling it to be doing it. Save that time, my phone side has also
established
itself. A guy called Randy helped me. Randy used to be, most of the phone people know Randy. Randy is a very nice person. And so we were young, and so I can, when I go to Dubai, instead of staying in the hotel, I'll go and stay in Randy's room. So my expenses was less. Randy will speak to, Randy lives there, so Randy will let somebody give me like $50,000 worth of goods. I will sell it quickly. I will send the money to him. So that's where my business picked from that angle.
I'm forced to ask, why are you establishing so many restaurant branches across? Why? Because are the few not enough? And some of the locations, the average person may think you may not make sales. But what keeps you going?
It's like I have, if you understand business, you have to understand that it's not everything that will work the same. if I tell you the place that I pay, even my phone side, where I pay more money, is possibly sometimes even less than where I pay less.
As in the income?
Yeah, income.
You are investing much, but you're not returning much. But then
you
the ones
get
that
money, but not necessarily the same.
But maybe when you shut down,
sometimes it comes like that.
Okay.
And so I know all these dynamics. That not all of them. They are. And so when you are doing business, that's the story I was going to tell you about the MS Press. That I believe that anything can happen. So some of the locations, the ones that are not working, you have to believe that anything. Even I've set up a phone business in my office and I still sell from there. It's not outside, yeah. So I believe anything. I have 2 shops in where my office is, and people somehow, I don't know how to do it. You know that you don't have customers who will see you, so somehow people will come to my office and it's there. And so I believe those things that people are. In fact, there's going to be a time I will set up a restaurant where you can't see it. It will be online. I'm still thinking about that. It will be hiding somewhere, and people order, and we will take it there. I'm still thinking about those things. And so, with all those experience, and also I love like when the location is not necessarily the best. That's what makes me happy. Like, oh, this location. Like I have one location. I won't mention them. It's not necessarily doing well. People call me. What is happening? And this week, that's where we are. So I call my chef, I call the distributors and say, look, this is what we are going to do here. I love it when the place is not doing well, and somehow you come up with some idea, and somehow the place start working now. And that's what a role things that is not working. You make it.
The way our fans said, Dawson, I would have to pick a few calls. But finally, what advice do you have for a young startupper? Someone just like you in the university with dreams, but with no money, but they have their dreams. But the dream will not bet money itself. You need to start. What advice do you have for that young 24, 25-year-old guy? And in all this, I loved one thing. Please permit me to say, I didn't hear you speak about women or drinks or, apart from when you scaled walls to the Yasantua school. Looks like your focus was more on expanding your businesses than any other extracurricular activity. So for the young man with same drive like you, but no family help or no, foundation, what do you have to say to them?
Yeah, like if anybody who's listening to me, the thing is, you don't have to necessarily, you need to work hard, but you need to be very efficient, because sometimes you see that, I'm doing everything, it's not working. You need to be efficient. Sometimes I remember when I used to go to was in the magazine. There was one guy called Schoolboy.
Okay, at Mazin.
He was different. Guess what car he drives? He was driving, I think, BMW 5 Series. He was different. He was trustworthy. So do a Juma mana or say, give me 3 weeks. A lot of them, they are not like that. They will almost say, this thing is 3 CD, the thing is 5 CD. They will tell you it's like 20 CD. They always want to get money from that angle. So why? Properly. But he will do the work nicely.
Do you still work with him? Okay, now you don't have
work
cars.
For me. He doesn't even know that I know him. Even if I see Schoolboy, I will not remember him. I don't remember things like that. But because he stand out, I still remember.
His memory is etched in your head.
Yeah. So the most important thing is, you think that I have. I don't. All these things I'm opening. I will not tell you the source necessarily, but most of them is not necessarily my money. It is something that I've been entrusted with. I work with my banks. So I'll give you, if you look at the parable of the talent,
I'll give you 5.
Mostly,
bring 10.
The people who doesn't have, if you look at the parable of the talent, you see that the person who was giving 1 is the one who went to bury his own. So the people who have are always working to double it, but the people who doesn't have are the ones sleeping. For example, me, I've never drink alcohol. I never smoke weed. I'm very addictive person. Whatever I do it more. So I'm being very careful with the things. I don't approach it. It's not like I'm saying alcohol is not good or whatever it is, but I know
you are careful the things you give your attention to.
when people are drinking 2, I'll drink 10. So I'm not even going to start at all.
Please give me a call now on 0246807545 and share something with me. All right, you've heard the story of how he began from the London trips to having one car that almost ended his dreams and plans to having a conglomerate of super group of companies. I see also Ansabe Fika Steve watching. I see Alasa Abdullah. He says Super Boss. Michael Bachi says watching you live from Inchira. Kobe Fortless says watching you live from Bibiani. Eko Lord says watching you live from Super Lovek Brekum branch. Okay. Alasa Abdullah says the CEO himself. Kobe says super all the way. Kwekudia says so nice. I see Richmond, the Dua Fall. I see Anita Bonzi. I see Melchizedek from Pong. I see Kobe Fortless still watching. I see Condos de la Chichi. On Crawford. Okay. I see Karen Edu Lovia, who is listening from the Nkoko Sipolovek phone shop. I see Nanefia Deborah. I see Senior Boache Blinks. I see King Kwabna Arthur. I see Trede Hene. I see Adelaide Sapon. I see Nana Kwesia Sante Krobia, who is going to start washing plates soon. Okay. I see Papa Edwa PJ. I see Amani GH. Friday Edoso. Hunina Moshe. Say Ebenezer. Joseph Sawyer, who is saying he's deeply motivated by your story, and God bless you. Candiado says that our boss that too. Kwekudia said food can really do the magic. Eko says that, boss, I'm here. If you open your radio station, remember that I'm a trained professional journalist. Why? Nana Joa the past steps at Rekon Rain and for Louise Linda Odo. Atimbila Charles says you're looking good. And Augustine Buto says my boss that Freme, quick, your time now so. Let me take about 2-3 calls and then we'll be out of here. Let's see who we have on the line. Okay, please come again. Give me a call on 0246807545. 0246807545. I sat with Mr. Karikari, the CEO of Super Group of Companies. Hello, good evening.
Good evening,
Sina na to say.
Yeah, go for it now, sir.
Erade adom ho ye pa super tiu bonito.
Oh. Yeah, my answer no come. I still be a model. It's a baby enough for Kakara. It's your famous guy, it's not good. And it's a young guy like then it's a link if you won't give you a
please give me a call on 0246807545. I'm pressed with time, but I still want to hear from a few persons. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening. Hello, good evening. Tini anete say. Ami adom pacho umpe banchi via bi huni na mame why line munye why.
Okay.
A call do free Facebook adru ha. Unya kubedu bi amfro say line yente de kakra. Fede, we can hear you now. Shoot. Oh Lord, Brabim, please come again. It's very bad to hear you. Hello, good evening. Okay, let's check out my final caller. Hello, good evening. Didn't have to say. Radado me who den say abelino. Na mpacho what is your takeaway from all the conversation we've had?
Actually, I really love the way Kakari is talking. In fact, I'm really inspired, you know. I love the part where he said he had to reinvest his earnings when he was in London, UK, right? In fact, he has really inspired me. Like, I learned something like, in life you need to be efficient in everything you do, right? Yeah. So
thank you so much.
God bless him so much, and I really love his story. I don't know if it's a plea. I don't know if I can get a replay of.
Please watch. Get to our Facebook page Y1025 FM.
That's great.
In fact, yes, streaming live from 7 p.m. until Betimakwakwashe anytime.
Sure. Thank you very much, Abna. Have a nice day.
You too, sir. 2 more callers and we are done. So give me a call. 2 more callers, just 2, and we are done. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
You need to say? Me adu me friend say.
My friend Collins. Then I'm your social media manager of Lovek Group of Companies.
Nice one. Pacho, what have you taken from your CEO so far?
Oh, my boss and my best me born abaso. Oh, Timaso Janada Roma and leadership qualities in Abia, and then the office in Abia. Top notch. Yes, I'm myself and Norman in media and also with the ISR. I just done pie and pie eternity.
Thank you so much. Hey, Muhu Sempa, Wahaja. I did some boss on Joe or a hard guy, you know. Final caller, you're done. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Abner.
Yeah, from saying.
We recording Friday.
God, Pacho, dear, come was him na the henna I shame cry pa.
You may shame cry and say, I said, a command of town, Italy, Babamu. Aha, Bami Mediano, after I remember, I say, I'll be sector. Oh, to me, my shabby, my chassis, air door, room, and I'm sick of crown. You may come in your time, and I come in a many share and cook money, baby, many and come a pay.
But this is only P enemy. Into my bear £50,000 now. I'm moving anyway.
Oh, and your jing, oh, say, I feel like a bow. King and Penny, who be seen on which nothing, which is agency and Fakwa is also on call. Ticketed your man, which you can hear back to bed the bar.
I'll speak to him and see. Maybe he should have a TED talk. An entrepreneur summit, where you meet young startups. They register through a portal. Super. Do you think you would want to be open to that? You can, think about it.
Yeah.
I have a TED talk.
I've
summit.
not thought about it.
I'm giving you a free idea. So yeah, and maybe you can decide not to open up to everyone. A few persons, just about 20 people, they register, and then you share not everything entirely, but a few snippets. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your time and I appreciate your story.
I've been more time to just hang.
Yes. You can, please. The floor is yours.
Yeah. So like there's one thing, just a minute,
please. The floor is yours.
So I think it didn't come where I have to speak to but people that I work with. Definitely you can't do all of them alone.
Right.
There's something when I used to be at Porter's house, I was taught about discipleship. Mostly you can't do alone. Clifford is always with me. Kokudia, my brother, Prince. I have like about 3 Prince. But all of them are fantastic because you can see we have a lot of branches without working with people. So even when I wanted to buy the first thing that came to my mind is, okay, I'm going to buy this car. What about those people who follow me? Are they going to follow? So my first car, when I bought that car, I had to buy another 2 car because I can't be driving this car whereby those people who follow me and doing their work are not working. So anytime I think about moving one step, the people behind me, like I said, Clifford, and they has to.
That's lovely.
So I can't just buy anything for myself without knowing that somebody is always going to improve. And my guys, they really work hard. It's not all about me. It's all about the team that we work together.
Big shouts to you, Clifford, and your squad. Thank you for holding the boss down. And I'm sure to your restaurant staff, your phone staff, everybody else too, they have been a rock, because if they were lackadaisical, companies ne go. But Omesia Nyama and ho. No, Omesia or Buffalo is Wakawana. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Amponsah Karikari. I brought you Leaderboard series today. I sat with Mr. Karikari, and he is the CEO of Super Group of Companies. Please, from henceforth, Upebebia Koda, Eyako, Lovek Condos, and I say Condos de la Chichi. Condos de la Chichi, de many who, Efepa, Mageji. Obisi kata form na mefa makoshe ho kula na medini kakra fine. But if you're looking for a place to hang out, please walk to any of the supermarket branches and patronize them. But there's one thing I want to end with, all right? He had 10 years duration to work hard and start up. You don't have 10 years. You don't have 20 years. There's no timeline. Like he said, he does not follow the crowd. He does what he can and when he can. Inti fair hono. Emma pressure and foul be say Super Lovek the 10 years, 20 years, and starting in the industry in a group of companies to the coin be so the 20 years ne be ye sa or so no pressure and fano. Ni bet to me no I don't to me no eja no ada. So Tim Pacho, take that bet. I'll see you again next week. It's been a fruitful evening. God willing, next week, same time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. we'll be here. If you didn't watch or listen to the full episode, get to our Facebook page and watch a recap. Thank you.